y'all doing today? This is Dark Light Gaming, but not with a walkthrough. Dark Light Gaming with a movie review. First off, if y'all hear noise, that's my little fan or some music going on. Second of all, the movie that we're reviewing today will be The Silence. Took a minute. Yes. Honestly, they said this movie would probably be on par with Bird Box and Quiet Place. At least from what I've been hearing. Honestly, no. Truth be told, it should be in its own little category. Now, here's how I want to be able to express gaming. I'm just gonna go in and express my opinion, thought, give them spoiler review, so spoiler alerts later on. I'm not gonna really critique actors or actresses because they're given the script and they're given to do to their best abilities. So I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, this guy sucked. Oh, that he didn't do it right." Like I said, nah. Everybody works hard at what they do, just like me, working hard on this YouTube channel. But in all honesty, that's how I'm good. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rate it, my own opinion on it. So let's get started. But anyway, this movie, if I were to rate it 1 to 5, with 1 being the least and 5 being the greatest, I'll probably give it a 2.5, maybe a 3. Well, I'll give it a 3 because it's 50-50 for me. This movie, whew, I really don't know what to say. Like I said, there's a couple of actors I know about in here. One of them is kind of my favorite actor. One of them. But this movie has been really, really, really weird. But it's hard for me to talk about it without going into a spoiler. So, I'm gonna give ya. So, fishing to go into spoiler alert. Giving you 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch it. If you ain't seen the movie yet, better go. Hurry on and go. Bunny hop your way out of here. It's Easter. Bunny hop. Go. Alright, here we go. Well, this movie, you have the standard. I will give you just the 4 main characters. You have Stanley Tucci, which he's the father. Then you have, I'm gonna butcher her name, Kiernan Shipka. She's the star in Sabrina, the new Sabrina series. Never seen it. Should get into it because people saying it's kind of good. You also, and she's the daughter. She's supposed to be the deaf girl. Then you have Miranda Otto. She was, if y'all don't know, she used to play in the movie War of the Worlds some years back with Tom Cruise. She was the mother of the 2 kids. I haven't seen her in many movies. Just that's probably the main one I know her from. But they said she played in Sabrina series and everything. So, and the grandmother, which is Kate Trotter, she's pretty much the I don't know her at all. But now, Um, and this is really spoiler alert. But yeah, let's get into the actual movie. I'm gonna be honest with you. I seen the movie a few days ago, so my mind is kind of butchered, and I'm gonna probably be stumbling over some things. So y'all kind of give me a little bit of a break, little bit, cause I'm gonna butcher some stuff. But anyway, uh, yeah, the movie starts off. They show these two, I guess, archaeologists or mountain climbers. Not sure what they are, but they was chiseling at a way in deep underground or in the mountains somewhere, and they came across. They end up knocking in all, busting a hole in the wall, in the rock, and pretty much it's a dark area, kind of like the descent, and they pretty much were just sitting there like, oh, this is the perfect discovery we have ever found. And all of a sudden they started hearing sounds. And next thing you know, you just had something just bust out. Flying around, look like some baby bats, baby pterodactyls that look like they've been surviving in the dark for years. I'm not quite sure. Then it breaks off, and then it shows them flying off. It shows them eating these people, well, killing them, and then they fly off into the night. It's nighttime. They fly off in the night. Then it cuts into a little girl, to Kenan Shipka, which is in the movie. Her character name is Allie Andrews. She's School is out. She's walking to the road. I guess she was waiting on her dad. I'm not sure, but I guess she was just walking. And then there's some guys behind her. She's doing a little bit of a narration in the beginning as well, talking about her having a father says she has a special gift. Don't think that was a gift at all in this movie. But in a way, she was being kind of bullied by some guys. Didn't notice because she's deaf. She can't hear. She can talk, good at reading lips, but she's deaf. So she being bullied by a few guys. People laughing at her. She noticed a few people laughing at her. Turns around, walks off. She decides to walk home by herself. Then it cuts to her dad. Guess he was going over a business plan with somebody else, with somebody over his company, maybe somebody where he needs some money from. And his brother is there, so both of them working for the same company. Plans kind of went wrong. The father gets a phone call. It's from his wife, which is Miranda and the character Kelly Andrews. She telling her that she's got a phone call from her daughter's school saying that a few teachers or principals, somebody saw kids teasing her, so she just didn't want him to come home and explain all that to her. Don't bring it up to her when he get home. Like, just let it go. Then it cuts back to the little girl. It cuts back to the alley. She's walking down the road, and it's like in first person mode. Somebody covers her eyes, and she notices one of her friends, named I think Rob. Oh, also I ended up forgetting to say Carl Britkoff is Jude Andrew. That's her brother, Allie's brother. I forgot to put him in, but go back. Yeah, she noticed that Rob she notices him from, I think it's cologne or some smell she was able to notice. But she's talking, which kind of a weird situation. But from my point of view, it was kind of weird that she was able to talk and she was reading lips as good as she is. Then come down, he's using sign language. My mind like, okay. But it was kind of a cute scene, you know. Cute. He walked to her home. He talked about his parents gonna get him a car and he'll drive her to school or whatever every day. Y'all know that means he's trying to get that kid. Never mind. But y'all see that? Sorry, I kind of got like ADHD sometimes. I get sidetracked. But yeah, he's walking her on like a gentleman, what a real man should be doing. Grabs her hand, holds her hand, walking on. So kind of saying their boyfriend, girlfriend in a way. But he understands her and believes in her. But yeah, she gets home. She goes in the house, greet her grandma, her brother, mom. Mom messing with her about her walking home, because she never called her or tell her she was walking home. Excuse me. She never said anything about walking home. So she bugging her about, now she know who the boy is and all that. And it's kind of a little family thing, a little fun family thing. Then she noticed that there's a dog in the background. He's barking. He's their pet, big Rottweiler. He's barking out the window. Everybody else can hear, but she can't. It showed her again, and like how she's hearing. Turns around, she noticed it. She noticed the dog at the window, but she noticed the hairs on his back is straight up. You know, that's sharp like a cat. And she goes to the window, looks up. She don't say anything, but we all know when animals start going crazy, get the hell out of there. Literally, get the hell out of there. But sometimes people don't think like that. That was me. I'd already been in Oregon or some damn way. I don't even know where the place is, but I will be in Oregon, I tell you that. But anyway, but yeah, it carries on. The father comes home. He greets her in the room, talk to her. They have a little bonding moment. Then, as you know, all hell breaks loose. She wakes up in I think it was her mom or her dad, but I think it was her mom that woke her up in the middle of the night. And she's, when you sleep, you like, man, what's going on? What's going on? She goes downstairs. Then she sees everybody sitting on the couch, but she notices everybody's looking in front of the TV. She turns, looks at the TV. TV got its captions on. Everybody else here that she's reading the caption, and it's explaining something about people in different towns are just disappearing. Something is going on, like some chemical reactions, some bogus stuff, which they can't explain nothing. Which I hate movies like that. You can't explain nothing, and we got all these cameras and videos and everything. Come on. Which it proved my point, because Uncle comes in, they're watching the news, and there's a video that pops up of evidence of what's going on in other towns. And it showed a lady she's recording. It's showing that a lot of bodies are mutilated and everything. Like these, whatever it is, been killing, leaving no arms, legs, or head. And it showed the lady is recording herself. Excuse me, I'm stumbling over my word. She's recording herself and her son in the back seat with duct tape over his mouth, which is so funny to me. The kids, you know, if you talking about creatures coming out of nowhere, they can't hear, can't see, but they can hear. Kids gonna get you killed, literally. I know mine will. He talk too doggone much, and he ain't here right now because he be all in there. What you doing, Dad? What you doing? I want to do it. Let me play. Let me do it. Let me do that. Etc. 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 I'm like, whew. I would hate when he gets in school. He gonna just talk up a stone. But anyway, child is in the back seat with like a jacket or a bubble coat on, and he has duct tape over his mouth. And there's a mom. She's recording, and she puts up papers and pulls up a paper saying, "Be quiet." Or shh, don't say nothing or something. I can't remember. Then it cuts back to the family. They're in awe, like, what should they do? Where should they go? And you know, news folks, they always tell somebody, stay in your homes. Do not leave your house. Do not do this. Do not do that. Do not do this. Do not do that. Ain't nobody gonna listen. So anyway, gets to the point. The brothers decide to go. The brother, decides to go home to get a gun. I guess get a weapon. And the father, which is, I don't know if I put a name in. I'm gonna start putting their names in. Named Hugh. Ends up saying we all should just. It's the news said we all should stay here. We're not doing anything. You know, we'll be safe at home. That little girl, Allie Andrews, she came up with the best answer that I've never heard in other movies. They probably have, but I can't recall. She said, "The city is the worst place to be," which is perfectly 100% the right answer, because you're trying to get. But it's like a double-edged sword, because you don't have the whole town trying to leave, go to somewhere else. Then you're gonna have families trying to stay at home, which is gonna cause problems. They're gonna be calling for everything and everyone. But yeah, and it shows them getting ready. They end up leaving. They're in a crowd. They end up jumping in their vehicles. The brother got his truck. The family's in the van. They leave, I guess, in the middle of the night or daytime. I can't remember. And they end up in traffic. Like I said, you tell people to stay in their home, they want to leave. The farther they can get away from it, the better it is, which is the most stupidest thing ever. I'm gonna make another video, off topic. I'm getting off topic. I'm gonna make a video explaining probably what I would do during zombie apocalypse, infected situation, creatures around. I'm gonna do it because there's a lot of folks don't even know how to get past certain situations. Alright, coming back. But anyway, they're on the highway and they decide to go. The family and the brother, the uncle, decides to go off road. Uncle's leading the way. He's going, I don't know where, because I can't recall where these creatures or things are going. I mean, where everything is located. I apologize. And but yeah, and as you know, they're off road and deers jump out of nowhere. About like 10, 15 of them jump out of nowhere. The brother drives, goes crazy, jumps off road. He flips his car over on the back. Mr. Hughes, he gets out his van to go check on his brother, and you know his brother was telling him, take the gun. You know, he's mutilated from that fall, which I don't know. It's probably a possibility that somebody can get hurt from that little fall. But then he goes back to the vehicle, with his family after checking on his brother. Cause I guess he's gonna get something to help him pry his brother out. I guess I'm not sure. Then Mr. Hughes decides to step out the truck, out the van, and his daughter said, "Hold up, wait, get back in, close the door, close the door." I guess she's able to hear when these creatures are coming because that little creature came out of nowhere and started tearing that car up. Then the dog started barking, and it's tearing up the car. It's tearing up the van. Dog is in there barking his tail off, and lets you know they're screaming and all of that and stuff. And the uncle Glenn, he ended up hearing it, so he decides to take his gun and shoot, just make some noise. Those creatures started coming straight to him. He's still shooting. A couple creatures been biting him, eating. They're pretty much eating him alive while the whole time he's shooting. He got quite a few of them before he went down without a fight. But the dog, we transitioned back to the van. The dog in that van is still barking. At this point in time, this is when you either, as a father, you go in and snap that dog's neck, or you let him go, because he's gonna get you killed. If these creatures swarm that van, they're gonna get in there. But the father, he did exactly what I thought he should have done. He didn't snap the dog's neck and everything. He tried to get him shut up, but he opened up the back door and let him. And he ran out there, and I guess he just got tore about the frame, because that's all he could do was bark, and they followed him. Then we transitioned to everybody's in pain because they had to let the dog go, and finds out the grandmother has asthma. Lucky she had a pump, an asthma pump. It transitions to some time later. These creatures are probably not long gone, but they're gone. Then the father, Mr. Hughes, steps out the van. He's not making any sounds. He's doing pretty good. He's checking stuff. Then one of the creatures flies right over his head. He ducks it without making any noise. He picks up a tire iron, a lug wrench, and he slings it. And the creature goes towards it, and he notices these things cannot see. They can only hear. He goes back to the van, grabs his grandmother's lighter, and because his grandmother smokes. I don't think she wants them to know, but I think he already knew. He grabs her lighter, grabs like a napkin or a shirt or something, a rag, goes to his brother. Sees that his brother is mutilated. There's nothing left of him. He sticks the rag in the gas tank, lights it, move, and it explodes. So it brings all the creatures down. They're burning and dying, and he did a good job. He did a wonderful job. He gets his family, and they have to hike. Bad situation, but I understood it. A car is not going to protect them from a swarm of these things. These creatures are deadly, and I mean deadly. So it's to the point. They're hiking for a pretty good bit. And they the grandmother ends up having, I guess, another asthma attack or something, or to the point where she can't go walking any much farther than she's already been walking. So they sit still on the outside, which is bad, because if she cough, they coming. But they settle down somewhere, and the son Jude or Judy, I can't which one, but Jude, I'm gonna call him Jude, the little brother, he was using some binoculars to find a nice little place, a nice little safe haven, which is pretty much a cabin in the middle of nowhere. And he's go gets his dad, not call him. He just walks over there, taps, shows him. And, they look through binoculars, see the cabin, and they walk. It is a pretty good distance away. Now, by this time, all this happening during the day. By the time they get to the cabin, it's nightfall. But they get to the cabin. This cabin is like fenced in. There's some tall fencing. I can't tell you on height because I'm not good with that. I'm not good at saying, oh, it's 10, 12 feet high. No, nope. All I can tell you is a tall fence. Father grabs it, jerks it a little bit. The bell rings. He didn't notice there was a bell on the top of it. And excuse me. And bell just sitting there. And one of the bat creatures flies in and nibbles on it. And you're like, no, this ain't me. I don't want it no more. Yeah. But there's a lady, an old lady in the cabin. She comes out talking loud. Like she don't know what's going on. She don't, like, what? How you not know what's going on? But she comes out talking like, y'all get away from my yard. And she has a shotgun in her hand, and the family ducks. And then the father is trying to tell her to be quiet, but it's hard to because she can't see, she really can't hear because he's not talking. He's trying to just wave her off like, stop, go back in the house, and she's not paying attention. And before you know it, she was swarmed. Those creatures started eating her, and while she was standing straight up, gave off a few good gunshots in the air, and next you know, she falls in the well. She's dangling, kind of like the scene from A Walking Dead when Glenn went in the well. And it's pretty much the same thing with her, but this is like she was dangling by her leg, and once they ate her, she fell, and she just fell. She was dead. Then the creatures, they're gone, they're done. And they noticed, the family noticed a pipe that was able to go, that's leading from the outside to the inside of the gate. Because they were trying to find another way in, another way around. Sewage pipe, I guess. I'm not sure what they call them. But this is above ground. So the father and the family went to it, and the father one goes through first. I'm like, okay, you can't go in something like that because you don't know what's in there. It can be a giant possum, raccoon, snakes. It could be anything in there. In that one little manhole. Just one little manhole. But whatever. He goes through, gets to the other side, manages to get through, gets in. He manages to alert the family, tell them, come on. So they get back to the little hole, the manhole or whatever it's called. And what do you know? The mom lets the son go through there first. He goes in, then it's Allie, then the grandmother, and then the mom. Little do they know, which I haven't said, but there was when the father went through the first time, he kicked a pile of leaves or mud over, and a snake came out. So now you got the son. She's going through that first. He meets the snake face to face. The snake is looking at him like, I'm ready to eat. Come here, boy. All of a sudden, son is nervous, blood. But it's the snake. It's a rattlesnake. You hear the tail rattling like a mud. One of those little bat creatures comes in through one end, snatches up the snake, started eating him like he eat noodles. But then at that same time, a few more is going to the other end, and they're eating and biting and scratching the mom's legs because half her body is outside the pipe. The father came in with a real good idea to turn on a machine, which I forgot what they call this machine. It's a machine that they stick sticks in, and it grinds it up. I was like, man, y'all should just left that on, because all the bats, creatures, they were flying in, just getting cut up and everything. Excuse me. And they were grinding. I was like, man, just leave the machine on, cause if it's making noise, the more and more those creatures go in, the more and more you kill. Nah, he cut it off. Then next you know, the family comes through. They grab their mom, carry the mom to the inside of the cabin, and they pulled her little bandage back. Pulled her cut her pants open a little bit and find out, and they see that them creatures, in a matter of a few minutes, they can do some damage, because her leg was gruesome. Then, as you know, the grandmother is taking care of her, and ended up coming to a point where she needs some antibiotics, because their leg is fully like mutilated. But also, then it cuts back to the little girl, to Allie. She comes across. She has an iPad, which that's how she communicated. You know, everybody got electronics, but that's how she communicated with her boyfriend. She finds out that she finds a lot of different videos talking about atheists. This is the time. I kind of hate movies when they want to put the religious stuff in it, but you know, it went along. That's what happens when world is in an apocalypse. So, but yeah, and she sees a few videos. Somehow she managed to get in contact with her boyfriend through the iPad, which I'm trying to figure out. Okay, where's the Wi-Fi coming from? She's in the middle of nowhere. The cabin doesn't have any TV, so I'm trying to like, what?
Yeah, you done. Sure.
Well, never mind. I forget. She don't need Wi-Fi. She can have data on her iPad. Sorry. Sometimes my other self just is a dummy. But so she gets a contact. She's sad, telling him to come find her. I'm like, how he gonna find you? You in the middle of nowhere. He's still in town. Then there's the phone line or whatever gets disconnected. So that morning, they get up. It's the father and the daughter. They got to go out to go find some antibiotics for their mother and his wife, Mrs. Kelly, for Mrs. Andrews. And they get out, explain quite a few things. So they decide to leave. Father has a few weapons. They get to the gate. You got to be quiet because these creatures can hear, but they're swarming, and you can see creatures above swarm. He unlocks the gate. Once he manages to get back, he opens the gate. I kind of felt like it was bad that he took his daughter out, because she can't hear. If her back is turned and she's looking for something else, he can get grabbed, snatched, and killed. She had to by herself because she can't hear. And to backtrack, the way she lost her hearing at an older age in a car accident. Like I said, that's weird. I don't know how many people have been through that, but it's a weird explanation on how she lost her hearing. To me, it is anyway. To y'all, it might be normal. Now, fast forward back to him and his daughter, Hugh Andrews and Allie Andrews, his daughter. They're pretty much just out there. They walking. They come across a town, find a medical place to go to. Once they get there, they do their thing and all that. They can't go in through the front door, so they decide to go through the back. While they're coming to town, there's somebody watching them. Creepy dude. I'm not gonna give head, because he's really wasn't like a main character, but he was kind of a bad character. They go in through the back, go into the shop, and they decide to search. Then the father goes around. He gets on the other side, I guess on another aisle or something. He's grabbing biotics, trying his best not to make any noise. The daughter, she sees there's a few bodies on the ground. She decides to take a peek at one of them because the body was moving, and with no head, no arms or leg. She checks it, and finds out that these creatures are laying babies inside the bodies. And I'm like, this is gross. Gross. If I was able to show an image of that, it would just be plain gross. But then she gets up, cause I guess it's something squirted on her. Gets up, a couple of bat creatures was in there. Father gets up and sees her, and notice the creatures. Then she comes up with a smart idea to use the what do you call it, the sprinkler system. Because them creatures weren't gonna let them go out like that. She hands the father a mop. He uses a lighter, lights it, turns it up, manages to get out. And they come across the same guy that's been watching them for like the last 10 minutes, ever since they got into town. He has no tongue. He's not speaking. He's scribbling stuff in like a Bible. And I guess it started off a cult. It just started a cult. The father's like, nah, I don't know. Nah, I don't want. He's pretty much saying, no, I don't want to talk to you. He's trying to pretty much get away. Then he ends up saying the priest or preacher or whatever you want to call him. He ends up writing something on a page saying that his daughter is impure. That Allie's impure. So you already know what that means. They're coming to get her. So get back in town. Nightfall well, not nightfall. It's like still daytime in the afternoon. And somehow the cult managed to come around a few people. And there's like, I say at least good 8 to 10 people around. No, I say about a good 5 to 8 people. They're in the yard showing off open up their mouth, showing off their tongue that they done cut, kind of like they did that Imhotep and the Mummy. And the father, he has his gun. He's trying to scare him off. They're not leaving. Then all of a sudden they decide to pray and then leave. Later on that night, the cult sends in a little girl. She has no tongue, but she's scared out of her mind to the point where the family, they noticed her knocking on the door, brought her inside. Once they brought her inside, she's sitting there like scared, and father opens up her mouth. Her tongue is gone. So I was like, man, y'all do a little girl like that? How bad are you? I was like, man, that's stupid. I would have killed him myself. But then as the dog, this like phones started ringing. They wired her up with phones. They started calling her, and now they bringing all the creatures in, so they snatching off the phones, trying to figure out what they broke a few of them, put a few of them in water. The next the coach started throwing phones through their windows, and while that was ringing, creatures started coming in, getting ready to come in. Little girls managed to run out the building, out the cabin, and the father and the son, they're still up. They decided to stay upstairs to help barricade windows, keep the creatures from coming in. The grandmother, the daughter, and the mom ends up going down in the basement. Then the coat is down there. The two guys knocks out the mother and the grandmother, takes the daughter. They're carrying them up through the cellar to the outside, and she's trying her best not to scream to get these creatures to come at her. And the grandmother is checking on on her daughter. I mean, the grandmother's checking on the mom, and next you know, the grandmother runs out, football tackles those guys. Just two of them. She just, she football tackle. You know, she knocks them down. The daughter managed to get away. Then she gives a sad look. I was like, oh man, she's finna scream. She screamed. Creatures came down, swarm, started eating all three of them, killing them all three. The next you know, it was a fight between the coat and the family. The family won. Coat disappeared. Most of the coat people are dead. There's one but a few of them. And next thing you know, pretty much was the end. Then, because they showed that there was a little narration. Allie Andrews was giving another little narration explaining creatures might evolve, humans will evolve. She's shooting them. She shot one of the bat creatures with a bow and arrow, like she's Ellie from The Last of Us. Nah, and if it was a Last of Us movie, she could play Ellie. She kind of look like him a little bit, but she does that, and little do you know, the boyfriend is somehow managed to find her with a boy. I'm like, oh, okay, that's the weird part. Like, I don't understand it. But in a way, like I said, it was a pretty decent movie. But pretty much that's it. But it was a pretty decent movie. The only, like I said, I'm a movie maniac. I love horror movies. Love zombies. Love monsters. Love kaiju. I'm Godzilla fanatic. I love horror movies. I love monsters. But this didn't really get me. I might watch it and like it. But to me, it didn't. That's why probably 50-50, because I like the thought of bat creatures and all that. Which is kind of, wish they would have stuck with them more. Because the movie, if I pull up IMDb, they said the movie is no more than an hour and 30 minutes long. Yeah, an hour and 30 minutes long. PG-13, not much happens. But the movie felt like it was more like an hour and 15, hour 10, hour 15 minutes. So they didn't show much of the creatures as long as they should have. Then it ends up becoming like a possibility of what the heck. And then, like I said, they should have stuck more with the creatures, showed them a little bit more. But it's kind of like this movie was kind of rushed a little bit. It had a decent pace, but it was still feeling like it was rushed. And the coat people, they didn't even have to put them in at all. They should just show this family trying to survive from the creatures, not the coat. I hate when they kind of did that. But Netflix will probably be going down soon, since Disney now has their Disney Plus getting ready to come out soon. To the point where Netflix, Disney gonna get the rights to their Marvel rights back and all that. Netflix ain't gonna have too much going on. So, but yeah, this movie is a Netflix movie. If y'all wanna watch it, it's called The Silence. See what I mean? So, but like I said, to me it was 50-50. Kinda hate it in a way. Wish they would have did more with it. With the creatures. I mean, trying to show this family just trying to survive. Or showing other people trying to survive. And explain quite a few scenes, quite a few things in this movie. Like how when did they learn to shoot bow and arrows? When did they learn to become hunters? What they do with the ones that lay babies inside of bodies and all that jazz. But like I said, the movie was 50-50 for me, so I give it a 3. I'm not gonna, until I get fully into it, not gonna judge the actors like I said earlier. Not gonna do that, because I haven't seen enough of the actors to know, okay, what was their best movies and what was not their best movies and all of that. But it felt more like poo, but it was still 50-50. So for us, how everything else is going, it's creepy in a way. But I guess all I can say, if you want to see it, go ahead. This is Dark Light Gaming. First movie review. I will holler at y'all later. Cheerio!